The summer I turned 9, there was a woman 2 houses down who climbed the steepest path in our village every single morning, straight up past the pig pens, before the heat came in. She carried 2 buckets of water on a pole across her shoulders, and she did not stop halfway the way I did, a 9-year-old with nothing to carry at all. She was 92. I remember because my grandmother said it plainly, the way you'd mention the weather. She's 92. She'll outwalk you by summer's end, child. I did not think this was remarkable at the time. It was simply Tuesday. It was simply how the old women in Ogimi were. Steady legs, clear eyes, sleeping through the night and waking before the birds, ready for the day instead of dreading it. I did not understand until I was much older that the rest of the world did not expect this from a woman of 92. That somewhere along the way, most places stopped expecting it too. I still don't think what she had was magic. I think it was a handful of very ordinary things, done every evening, without fail, for 70 years. One of them is what I want to tell you about tonight. My name is Hannah. I am 79 years old, and in my village, that still makes me one of the young ones. I say that because it is true, not to boast. I was born in Ogimi, in the northern hills of Okinawa, beside sweet potato fields and my grandmother's garden. And I still keep my own garden and walk my own hills. I grew up watching women in their 90s move through their mornings the way you or I move through our 30s, and I met with the same circle of women, our moai, my whole life. We are still meeting now. Everything I tell you I checked twice before I said it to you, because you are going to act on it, and that matters to me more than any of it sounding impressive. Here is what I have not told you yet. There was a jar my grandmother kept by the stove, and it came out for exactly 1 hour of the night, never any other. There was a bowl at dinner that was never quite full, on purpose, every single evening. And there was a number, a common, forgettable little number most people over 60 see on a morning reading and shrug at, that she quietly never let surprise her. None of this cost anything. None of it needed strong knees or a full pantry or a husband in the next room to help. Even if your knees are already bad, even if you live alone and cook only for yourself, even if you have tried every morning routine already and none of it held, this is an evening thing, not a morning thing. And that is exactly why it works when the rest hasn't. By tomorrow morning, you will understand why. And near the end, I will show you the one mistake almost everyone over 60 makes with this, without ever knowing it. You know the feeling I mean. You wake at 3 in the morning for no reason at all, and the ceiling looks back at you. Or 10 o'clock comes and your head is full of wool, and you cannot remember why you walked into the kitchen. Before we continue, I just wanted to mention that a lot of people have told me to put all of my knowledge in one place, and that is exactly why I started my own ebook store. If you are interested in supporting me, take a look at grandmahannah.shop. The link is also in the comments of this video. Or just point your phone at the little square in the corner. Thank you to all the people that already bought my books, and I am happy that you really liked them. Now, let me tell you what that 3 in the morning feeling turns into if you let it sit. Or the afternoon arrives and a simple errand, the post office, the market, feels like a mountain you did not agree to climb. You tell yourself this is just what 70 looks like now. It is not. What it costs you is not dramatic. It is quieter than that. It is the energy you would have given your grandchildren on the phone. It is the steadiness to trust your own feet at the top of the stairs. It is the difference between an afternoon spent lying down with the curtains closed and an afternoon spent at the market, arm in arm with a friend, in no hurry at all. That is not a small thing. That is the shape of a good year. And none of getting it back depends on your knees, your pantry, or who else is in the house. Let me tell you what is actually happening in your body overnight, because once you see it, none of this feels mysterious anymore. Here is the truth about that foggy morning number. Your liver does not sleep when you do. Sometime in the hours before dawn, your body releases a wave of hormones, cortisol among them, to get you ready to wake up and move. That wave tells your liver to release stored sugar into your blood, so you have fuel the moment your feet hit the floor. In a body that handles insulin easily, that release gets mopped up quickly and quietly. In a body that is a little more resistant to insulin, which becomes more common as we get older, plainly, without shame, that sugar lingers longer. That rise before dawn has a name in the clinic. They call it the dawn phenomenon. It is real. It is well documented. It happens to people who have never touched sugar the night before. So if you have ever felt confused, waking up higher than you expected after a careful evening, I want you to hear this clearly. It was very likely not something you did wrong at midnight. It was your own liver doing its job a little too generously while you were asleep and had no say in the matter. Now here is the part that is genuinely useful to you. What happens the evening before shapes how sharp or how gentle that dawn wave turns out to be. Not eliminates it, shapes it. The size of your last meal, how late you ate it, and what was in it all influence how much your system is still working with when that early morning release begins. A heavy, late meal asks your body to do two jobs at once in the middle of the night: digest and also weather that dawn rise. And that is a harder night's work than most of us would choose if we understood we were choosing it. This is where my grandmother's jar comes back in. It sat by the stove, and every evening, about an hour before bed, she would spoon a small amount from it into a little hot water and drink it slowly, sitting down. It was miso. Fermented soybean paste, salted and aged, the base of a broth so small it was never a meal, more a signal to the body that the day was closing. I want to be honest with you about what we actually know here, at the right level of certainty, because you deserve that more than you deserve a tidy story. Fermented soy foods like miso and natto have been studied for their relationship to blood sugar after meals, and several studies suggest that compounds formed during fermentation may support a gentler glucose response, not a dramatic one, not a guaranteed one. The research base is smaller than the research on the dawn phenomenon itself, and I will not pretend otherwise. This is traditional practice with real, if still developing, scientific support behind it, not a proven treatment, and never a substitute for anything your doctor has you monitoring or taking. I also want to give you harahachibu here, because it belongs in this conversation, not as a rule about willpower, but as a rhythm. It means stopping at about 8 parts of 10 full. Not restriction, not skipping, not fasting, which I would never ask a body your age to do without your doctor beside you. It simply means eating your evening meal without rushing, and letting yourself stop while there is still a little room, rather than a little too much. A smaller, unhurried dinner gives your system less to process at the exact hour it is also preparing for that dawn rise. 2 gentle inputs, working the same direction instead of against each other. Now, the honest concession, because I am not going to pretend this works the same for everyone. Bodies differ, medications differ. Someone managing diabetes with insulin will not see the same shift as someone managing nothing at all, but smaller is not zero. A gentler overnight rise, even a modest one, is still a kinder morning for your body than a sharp one, and kindness compounds over years. Two things need saying plainly, right here, before you try any of this. If you take blood-thinning medication, know that certain teas and high-dose ginger or turmeric preparations can interact with it. Quantity and consistency matter, and that is a conversation for your pharmacist, not a guess made at your kitchen counter. And if any part of your evening routine ever includes a seaweed-based broth, iodine content is a real consideration for thyroid conditions. Again, your pharmacist, in 5 honest minutes, will tell you exactly where you stand. I am not going to tell you anyone hid this from you. Something quieter happened. Let me tell you what I watched over the years from my own kitchen window. When I was a girl, every house on our lane smelled the same in the evening. Miso warming, something small and green from the garden, the rice measured with the eye, not the scale. Nobody wrote it down, it was just Tuesday. Then, slowly, starting in the 60s and 70s, the shops changed. Convenience arrived, boxes, tins, things that didn't need a garden or a grandmother's hands. The young people reached for it the way young people do, because it was easier, and easier is not a sin. Nobody sat them down and warned them. Nobody needed to. The old table just got a little quieter each year, one habit at a time, the way a path gets overgrown when fewer feet walk it. And here is the receipt, plain and published. The researchers who have studied my island the longest have found that Okinawa's remarkable advantage in long life has measurably narrowed in the generations born after the war, the ones raised on the newer diet. The old people, raised the old way, kept living long, steady lives. That gap is not a rumor, it is written down. I am not angry at the shops or the young. I am only telling you what I saw because you asked, and because grief over a fading recipe is a strange, quiet kind of grief that nobody warns you about. But I still had my moai, the circle of women I have known since before either of us had grandchildren. We checked on each other. We cooked for each other when someone was sick, sat with each other when someone was sad. That circle did not stop the shops from opening, but it kept the old table alive in at least a few kitchens, mine among them, and kindness compounds over years. Let's pause here for a moment. Tell me which one you would try first this week, the evening broth or the earlier dinner, and type it below. Your answers decide which one gets its own full video next. And because I know some of you like a written page in hand, there is a short companion guide with these old recipes and rhythms. No pressure, just there if you want it. Now, because you stayed, let me give you the part I only give to the ones who stay. My grandmother never made that broth from a recipe. She made it small, a spoonful of miso, dissolved slow in warm water, nothing else swimming in it. Not a soup you eat, a soup you sip. And she made it close to bed, maybe an hour before, sometimes a little more, whatever her evening allowed that night, small enough that it never once felt like a second dinner. That is the part people miss when they hear miso broth and imagine a bowl. It was never a bowl. It was barely a cup. The smallness was the whole point, a quiet signal to the body that the day's eating was finished, not another thing for it to work on before sleep. If your knees are already bad and you think none of this is for you, stay with me. This next part is specifically for you. Nothing here asks you to stand at a stove. Nothing here asks you to chop or carry or bend. This is a 5-minute seated task, and if standing tires you, do every bit of it sitting down, spoon in hand, cup on the table in front of you. So here is exactly what to do, starting tonight. At your evening meal, serve yourself a little less than you think you want, and stop eating while you still feel a little short of full. That is hara hachibu, eating until you are 8 parts full, not empty, not stuffed. It is not a fast, it is not a diet. It is simply unhurried, mindful portioning, so your body has less work waiting for it overnight. If that feels strange the first few nights, it is supposed to. Begin smaller than feels necessary. Take away 1 bite less than you're used to, not a third of the plate. Then, roughly an hour to 90 minutes before you go to sleep, take a small cup, not a bowl, and stir a single spoonful of miso into warm water until it dissolves. Nothing else in it. Sip it slowly, the way you'd sip tea with an old friend, not the way you'd eat a meal. If you take blood-thinning medication, check your usual quantity and habit with your pharmacist first. This matters with miso and with other fermented foods in any regular amount. If you live with a thyroid condition, ask your pharmacist about the iodine in seaweed-based broths before you make this a nightly habit. Plain miso in water is usually the simpler, gentler choice. One more thing before you go to bed tonight. Set your bedtime 10 minutes earlier than last night, and tell no one but yourself. That is the whole instruction. And if you have a heart condition, or any new pain, loop in your doctor before you add this or anything new to your evenings. Even something this small, this quiet, deserves that conversation first. Now, if your knees are already bad and you think none of this is for you, stay with me. This next part is specifically for you. You don't need to stand at any stove. Sit at your table, spoon in hand. That is enough. And if your knees argue with you tomorrow, do the whole thing sitting down. A spoonful of miso, a small bowl, warm water, that is the entire task. Let me be clear about what we can actually point to, because you deserve to know which parts are story and which parts are checkable. The Okinawa Centenarian Study is real, a long-running research program led by researchers including Bradley Wilcox, Craig Wilcox, and Makoto Suzuki, looking closely at the diet and daily patterns behind Okinawa's remarkable numbers of very old women. The old diet, heavy in sweet potato, light in calories, is documented in post-war surveys, not family legend. The dawn phenomenon, that quiet overnight rise in blood sugar, is established physiology, studied for decades, not a village theory. Picture, if you would, a simple curve, flat through the evening, climbing gently before dawn. That is what your body is doing while you sleep. The evening meal timing research behind eating earlier is solid. The miso and fermented soy research is real too, but smaller and more careful. Studies suggesting a possible link to gentler after-meal blood sugar response, not a proven treatment. And the fading of Okinawa's advantage in the generations born after the war, that is a real, published finding, not my opinion. Most people who try this notice steadier mornings within a few weeks, not overnight. Your doctor stays your doctor. Let me pull back now and give you the whole of it in one breath. The evening decides the morning. That is the entire lesson, and everything else has just been me walking around it slowly, the way I walk my hills. A small dinner, eaten without hurry. A small bowl of broth, an hour or so before bed. An early, steady bedtime. Nothing in that list needs money. Nothing in it needs strong knees or a young back. It needs a spoon, a pot you already own, and a little patience with yourself while it becomes a habit instead of an effort. If you are the kind of person who intends to still be strong at 80, still climbing your own stairs without thinking about it, still trusted by your own body at the top of them, this was for you. Your body is not done with you, not even close. It is still listening, still adjusting, still capable of steadier mornings than the ones you have been waking up to. So tell me, what city are you watching this from tonight? And of everything we talked about, which one will you actually try this week? The earlier dinner or the little broth by the stove? Write it below. And while you are there, scroll through a few of the other comments. You will find women, and men too, further along this same road than you are, and it is good company to keep. If this genuinely helped you, a like or a subscribe helps me keep making these carefully, the way you deserve. Not for the numbers, only if it earned it. And if you would like to help this little kitchen table reach a few more kitchens like yours, there is a way to support that below, and I am grateful for it, truly. Now, there is another evening habit I have been saving, one my mother did without ever naming it. I think you are ready for that one next.